Yo, what is going on, Raider Nation? This is your guy, WiFiWillie here, with another video. We're gonna talk about this upcoming game, the Charger or the. I'm sorry about that. I still have PTSD from that Chargers game. So we're gonna be talking about the Bears versus the Raiders, and it should be an interesting matchup. We know for sure Justin Fields is going to be starting, despite the fact that Andy Dalton has returned, right? He's ready to go, but they're going to go look for Fields, try to make some things happen with him. So we'll see how that works for them. We'll see if our defense can come up and make some key stops. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some key things, key stats and key matchups and everything. And shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Santi James just getting off work. My guy Chindo Ramirez is here. And Corey Fleck laughing it up already. Yes, we're going to have plenty of laughs today. Don't worry about that, all right? So you can hear the laughs. Laughs are already coming. Wow. Willie is the best dressed Raiders content creator. Yes, 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 I am. Good to see you too, bro. All right, so let's get this thing moving just for our viewers at home who are not with us live. We'll get things moving for them quick. All right, first of all, key thing that I was talking about the other day is that, run game is doing poorly on both sides of the ball. That's how it's going for the Raiders right now. Not too cool. Some people may disagree and think that, hey, we should stick to the run. I'm saying this, bro. I'm saying this. Wrong. I'm not sure. It hasn't been working out at all. Hopefully it can improve. Hopefully Jacobs gets healthier. We know we're making some moves on the run game. Leatherwood is sliding over to guard like he played in his freshman and sophomore year at Alabama. And Brandon Parker, my guy who I've been kind of silently rooting for, he's about to play some right tackle. So hopefully we improved there. I'll get to some of your guys' questions too after the slide. The first 20 minutes is going to be talking about this stuff. And yeah, 3.3 yards per attempt, 30th in the NFL. That is our run game on offense. And we are giving it up on the run too. 4.9 yards per attempt on defense against the run. That's 29th worst in the NFL. And Eckler had his career game against us. Very unfortunate stuff. But that's exactly what happened. So I want to know from you guys in the chat, man. I want to know what you guys think. Should we keep pounding the rock? Should we keep pounding the rock? Jacobs is getting healthier by the week. We're moving Brandon Parker to right tackle. That could be cool. Maybe Leatherwood will look a little bit better at guard, at least an upgrade over Illuminor. These are some things to consider. And my guy, who I'm not mentioning here, just because he's mainly in the pass game, Jalen Richard is coming back. He's getting healthy. He could be ready to go this week or next, especially with Peyton Barber being banged up. I expect to see Jalen Richard on the field soon. This guy can give us some support, at least with pass blocking, at least. But we're talking about running the ball right now, so hey, should we keep pounding the rock? Let me know what you guys think, dude. Honestly, here's another interesting thing. The Raiders after week 2 had passed the second most in the NFL. Their pass ratio to run was second most in the NFL. Only person above them was the Chiefs. And these first 2 games, they looked better offensively than in this third game and this fourth game. So you could make an argument that maybe they should just go all in and be a pass first team, make it 30% pass. That's what they were doing the first 2 weeks. So maybe, that could prove dividend for them. Hey, thank you guys for these 4 likes coming up. Appreciate that. Appreciate people in the chat. We got Central Cali Bear. Do you think Leatherwood change is going to help us? We'll get right into that, man. It could help us. Some people are disagreeing. Hell no. Gruden needs to stop acting like we got the 2019 O-line. I like that comment. Can't completely give up on the run. We got to try something besides run up the middle twice, pass on third for 2 yards, short punt. I agree. The play calling needs to improve. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. Hey, we still have some good defensive players. We don't need to get too crazy. We still have some guys who are pretty good. Honestly, we'll start from the top, but we should really give it up for these guys, man. They've proven to be really good. Really impressed so far with all these dudes. Now, I will say, Crosby, I was actually surprised. Number 1 among everybody. This includes defensive tackles, linebackers. Number 1 against, and this includes even a strong safety. Obviously, they're not going to have the numbers, but this includes everybody. 30 pressures, number 1. QB hits, 11. Number 1 in the NFL. Crosby, he's got to make the Pro Bowl this year. If he keeps this up, even if he, does a little worse than this, which God forbid, this guy is still a Pro Bowl candidate just based on how well he's performed so far. So you gotta freaking give it up for Crosby there. Okay. Anyways, Unique Ngakoue, not doing too bad. His grades have gone down, but hey, he's still number 10th in the NFL with pressures, with 18 of those, 10th in the NFL. QB hits, he's sitting here at 14. That's 7th in the NFL among edge rushers, though, so not including defensive tackles, unlike Crosby. Crosby's number 1 in all categories, which is pretty interesting. And then, hey, freaking Casey Hayward. I was actually surprised. PFF apparently loves Casey Hayward and they love Nate Hobbs because PFF has Casey Hayward ranked number 1 in defensive overall grade among cornerbacks. That's 82.8 grade. Number 1 in coverage among cornerbacks. That's 86.4. Number 1 all aboard, Casey Hayward putting together an amazing season. And then, hey, Nate Hobbs as well. This guy's doing pretty good. 76.2. Number 4, fourth best grade on defense among all cornerbacks in the NFL. And this guy is a 5th round rookie. So, man, shout out to Mayock, man, getting one of the steals in the draft with Nate Hobbs. And I'm not done yet because this guy is number 2 among cornerbacks in coverage. So that's very impressive for the 5th round pick. We got to give it up for Nate Hobbs, man. That is pretty solid. Very impressed with that. Max is held more than a convict. Hell yeah, I like this, man. I like that. Gruden wants to be like the Browns so bad. Who knows? Get on the Hobbs train, Willie. I like that. We'll start talking about Arnett a little bit later in the show, but let's go ahead and get to some more freaking numbers and stats in here for our viewers who are watching this late. So, really impressed with that. Hey, what do you guys think about this? I saw this picture on Reddit, I think. Wow, Crosby getting straight like chokeholded, and then everyone's saying, "Oh, Rashawn Slater's a really good tackle." I mean, how much was Slater holding Crosby? How much were all these Chargers O linemen holding Crosby? And I've just been seeing this not only this year, but last year too. When Crosby was all banged up, this guy was getting held like crazy. So I want to know what you guys think. Is Crosby being held too much? I think so. At the same time, though, some people would argue, holding is part of the game in the NFL. I mean, people have said before, like, on every single play, you can spot holding. Almost every play in the NFL. It just depends on whether or not the refs are going to call it. It just seems like they call it less for the Raiders, though. I don't want to sound salty. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or whatever. But it is pretty disappointing, man. Like, you would expect that the refs would call something, man. The refs have called something. We have not had that many penalties go in our favor on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, so I got this cannabis order coming right now. I'm 15 minutes away. I'm going to go ahead and let somebody know about that. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. People are saying Raider Purge loves him some Hobbs and Merring. Loves him some Hobbs and Merring. That's pretty good. Santi James, Crosby stays getting held and gets no love from the refs. I really agree with that, bro. You'd think White Boy would get some loves from the refs. Uh-oh, we're getting edgy here. Okay, they flag Leatherwood constantly. Yes, they do. And on whether, is Leatherwood really doing that poorly? I don't know for sure. But I do know that this cannabis delivery guy that I ordered from is 15 minutes away. So I'm going to get one of my pals to go ahead and get ready for that. 15 minutes away. Sounds great. Sounds great. California, pretty cool state, right? Anyways, looking at the receiver stats, to be honest, here we have right here Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Brian Edwards, Henry Ruggs. Hunter Renfrow has that receiving grade, 78, went down compared to last week, and 77.8 offensive grade overall also went down. But hey, receiving grade, he's over there at 14th, and then offensive overall grade, he's over there at 12th. That's still top 15 in the NFL. Among those categories, that's still pretty good. So shout out to him, dude. I think he's still playing really well, and you saw him obviously make that amazing special teams play. So Darren Waller here, 274 yards, number 2 in the NFL. Receptions, 24, tied for number 1 in the NFL among tight ends. The only guy competing with him is Crosby. So hey, that's the way it's got to go. That's the way it is. Pretty interesting stuff. Edwards too, 15 targets, receiving yards 214, and yeah, 44th in the NFL targets. He wasn't even there on the radar. And honestly, that's pretty unfortunate. We thought as a number 2, number 1 receiver, he'd be more involved, but he's not getting involved. He's not getting involved at all. Gruden needs to get him involved the same way he needs to get Ruggs involved, and it's quite unfortunate. Uh, here we go. We got Ruggs, 297 yards, had so many yards in the first 3 games that yes, he is still ranked 13th, but dude, this guy, had very little yards, in this past game. So it's pretty unfortunate. Targets too, has about 10 more than Edwards, 9 to 10, but still 39th in the NFL in targets. So if he's 39th in the NFL at targets, then Brian Edwards is way below that with his 15 targets. So in the end, still, after all these games, when it's all said and done, we got to get our 2 main guys incorporated more. We want to see Edwards and Ruggs more. What do you guys think? How many targets do you want to see from each of these guys, man? We need these guys to come up, freaking play for us. I have faith, though. I have faith that they'll make some plays. They'll make some plays. All right, man. Invite that dude to a smoke out because he's holding. Wow, I really like these conversations. Really like these points brought up in the chat. But those are some receiving stats for you guys. I will be keeping track of everything on the air. Every week, I'm going to let you guys know where we rank amongst the NFL in these key categories that I'm interested in. So just talked about the defense, some of our league leaders there, Hobbs, Hayward, Ngakoue, Crosby, and obviously this receiving core, including the tight end. Now, QB comparison for this upcoming game. Really interesting stuff. And by the way, man, can we get these likes up, dude? I got 10 right here, and I got more people watching. And honestly, I got something else I really need to talk to you guys about, actually. Which is, what do you have going on downstairs? What do you have going on downstairs, bro? You got to make sure you keep it clean down there. Really be hygienic, man. This matters for people. Imagine being the person on the opposite side, right? So Manscaped's a really great company. They just came out with the 4.0. It's really awesome. Me personally, man, I was very surprised. I always expect to get nicked and dinged up and whatnot, but hey, it was smooth, unbelievable, couldn't believe it. And honestly, it's a really good product. And it's not only just for, hairs in a particular region. Some guys that I know, really hairy guys, you got a back, maybe some arms and stuff like that. You could, incorporate it with these areas too. It works just like a regular razor, but also can be really good for your sensitive region. So 20% off, promo code WIFI, WIFI. You save 20% off. Don't wait till you go to Target. Don't wait till you go to Costco and buy it there. It's going to cost more, bro. Get it from WiFiWillie. Go to manscaped.com, promo code WiFi, free shipping, and 20% off. That is a bargain deal. So shout out to everybody, man. Look out for Manscaped. I think it's awesome. Yeah. Sorry, we guys hit me up. But let's talk about this QB comparison, though. This is really important. And you know what? Exactly. I appreciate some of these words we have here regarding this advertisement, which is Jay Oaks, man. He knew that I cared about his junk. He knew. Save your Wi-Fi, Willie. Okay. Really good comments. So let's talk about this QB comparison. This is something that's really interesting. Justin Fields last week, by the way, I believe his rushing yards was only like 10 to 15. So he still has not proven to be, a dual threat QB. Oh shit! Hey, he's outside in the orange Honda. He says he was
okay. Up back.
On the Lexington. Yeah. He knows it's you. Okay, so thank you guys, and let's go into this QB comparison. Here's the thing: he's not proven to actually be a dual threat QB yet. Obviously, you saw him as a Taysom Hill gadget-like player when Andy Dalton was in for the Chicago Bears. But he's taken over these past few games. Honestly, hasn't had many dropbacks. Like dropping back to throw in this past game against the Lions, Justin Fields only had about 19 dropbacks. Like, I mean, it's pretty insane. I mean, this guy is not being trusted yet to throw the football, right? They are a run first team, and so when David Montgomery went down, that's pretty significant for this team. But hey, I can't compare Justin Fields to CARR because CARR is clearly the better quarterback. CARR is definitely a better QB. He's got the talent, he's got the resume, he's got it all, right? So I can't really compare them, but I could just say, what did both of them do last week? So if CARR having a rough game for Justin Fields, was actually a good game. People were talking about how Fields has a good game. You'll see the media also talk about how, like, hey, you know, they're trusting Fields and it's going to pay off. You already saw this on ESPN today. So Carr's bad game is Justin Fields' good game. Okay. Now, hey, I'm going to give Justin, for you Bears fans who are here, I'm going to give Fields some credit. Okay. 4 big time throws, BTT, that's that category. That's very impressive for a rookie quarterback. You don't see that very often. So, hey, shout out to Justin Fields. Really good against the Lions defense this past week with the few attempts he had. I mean, he only had 17 attempts. He had half as many attempts as Derek Carr. So Derek Carr, 196 yards, 24th in the NFL in week 4. Adjusted completion percentage, 80%. That's number 8th in the NFL in week 4. BTT, big time throws, 3. Those are perfect throws, usually deep, perfect throws. 3 of them. And then 21 for 34 in his attempts or completions per attempts. 61.8 percentage. Justin Fields, 209 yards, 22nd in the NFL. A little bit more than Carr. But 68.8 adjusted completion percentage, 22nd in the NFL. And that's pretty significant. That means, hey, for Carr, a lot of his incompletions were due to the fault of either something out of his control, like a batted pass, or the receiver. That's what that adjusted completion percentage means there on the screen for you. And BTT, like I said, 4 for Justin Fields, 11 for 17, 64.7%. So going to be an interesting matchup. The rookie, the young guy, the guy who's the center of attention versus Derek Carr. Even though he hasn't been the dual threat guy yet, obviously we know he's capable. He's something to look out for in the red zone. And this Raiders defense has been, you know, poor in the red zone. I mean, below average in the red zone. And that's just a straight up fact. That's just a straight up fact that you can't deny. And yeah, hopefully we improve there. Let me know what you guys think. Who's gonna have the better guy on better game on Sunday? It's gonna be Fields or Carr. I'm rooting for my guy Derek Carr, but I wouldn't sleep on Justin Fields. I think if Justin Fields gets in the red zone, he is going to be able to make some plays against this Raiders defense. So I'm kind of like hit or miss on that. I would go happy. But at the end of the day, I think D Carr is going to go off, man. Going to go off compared to Fields. But hey, we're going to go ahead and take a look at more information here. Here are some things about the Bears. So I was looking up some information about the Bears, and you know, this is pretty interesting stuff. Mainly their cornerback. I didn't expect their cornerbacks to actually be this talented. We know they've moved on from a few people over these past few years, and actually it's paid off for them. You know, Johnson over here doing really well, 79.2 coverage grade. He's honestly one of their highest graded coverage players and one of the highest coverage graded cornerbacks in the NFL. He's done really well. Hasn't really let up many yards at all. You know, so this guy's talented. And this guy's somebody you don't want to mess around with. 4 pass breakups. QB rating that he is forcing right now is 42. I think it's like 42.2. I mean, that's really impressive for this cornerback. So let's not sleep on this guy. You know, I don't want to go ahead and sleep on some of these players. And Johnson, honestly, I think he's the number 1 player to watch out for on that defense outside of obviously these pass rushers. So Khalil Mack, hey, nowhere near as many pressures as Crosby. Okay, so Mack has 12 pressures and Robert Quinn has 15. Let's go back and see how many our guy Crosby has, actually. So he has 12. Crosby has 30. Unique Ngakoue has 18. Mack has 12. Crosby has freaking 30. Ngakoue has 18. I think we won the Khalil Mack trade. Do you guys think we won the Khalil Mack trade? I think we won the Khalil Mack trade. So, interesting stuff, though. That's pretty crazy. So, 12 pressures for Khalil Mack, while Crosby has 30. 4 sacks for him, so that's pretty good. And his pass rush grade is 73.8. Look, Khalil Mack's getting older. He's still a very talented player. Not the same threat as he used to be. That's just a fact. But one guy who is a threat and playing a lot better, no doubt about it, is Robert Quinn. Man, this guy is back. He's playing a lot better. You see 15 pressures, 4 sacks. Pass rush grade is 77.7. He is getting more snaps every single day. And honestly, watch out for him. Watch out for him over Mack, in my opinion. But hey, they got a pretty good set of defensive ends. Everybody would love to have those kind of edge rushers. So you got to give it up for him on that one, man. We got Christopher C saying, yes, we won that Khalil Mack trade. Yes, that is for sure. But Roquan Smith. Uh, doing really good tackling, decent in coverage, struggling against the run though, missing some gaps sometimes. But hey, still getting 25 tackles, 1 interception on the year, 76.0 tackling grade. Uh, and yeah, I mean, he doesn't have too many pass breakups. I think he's still not that elite. I mean, not that great in coverage. And hopefully the Raiders can take advantage of that with Darren Waller. We'll see what happens there. But hey, those are their defensive studs. Those are some guys we got to watch out for. So hopefully the offensive line holds up. That is right, Ed Hage. Totally am with you on that. Shout out to you, freaking JD. Love all the love. And by the way, man, listen to JD. Love these breakdowns and chats. And get these likes up, dude. I'm over here at 18. Let's boost us in this algorithm. Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. All right. There's offensive studs. Now, we already talked about Justin Fields a little bit. We honestly don't have much information on Justin Fields, so it's difficult to even talk about it. Really, I mean, it really is difficult to even talk about it. Fields at all. But let's look at his weapons. Mooney, second-year man, fifth-round pick, the speedster, 175 pounds. Honestly, has looked pretty good in my opinion. 226 yards on the season. And 0 drops. He is not, I mean, every target, and he is leading the team, if I'm not mistaken, in targets. So it's not like he's not getting targeted. Obviously, he wouldn't have those yards if he wasn't getting targeted. So 73.8 receiving grade, no drops. I mean, this guy is a talented speedster. This is the type of guy you want to do some gadget plays, some trick plays, maybe some jet sweeps too, with Justin Fields in there. So that's somebody to look out for. And you already know Allen Robinson has been one of the top receivers in the NFL. He's been sought after by trades. And yeah, he has a resume. He's just never had the quarterback to really help him. So you can't really sleep on that guy, Robinson, either. I know he hasn't had the numbers this year, but that's kind of on the Bears and their coaching staff and their whole organization. Not really on Robinson. They've been getting Mooney more involved. But Robinson can make his plays. He's somebody not to sleep on at all, especially when the Raiders have a banged up secondary. I mean, Nate Hobbs and Casey Hayward are our best secondary players, and I'm thankful that they're still in. But Mullen being out is definitely going to hurt. Arnett being out is definitely going to hurt. So you can't sit here and tell me, okay, we don't need to watch out, on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, I'm confident in our defense. I think our defense actually did really well despite the injuries against the Chargers. I think they held up for us really well. But these Bears players are nothing to sleep on. We don't have much tape on Fields in the NFL. We don't know exactly how he's going to be. And Mooney is playing really nice. And Robinson's been a Pro Bowl receiver for several years. 149 yards, 1 TD, 67.1 receiving grade. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. And hey, I mean, I would want to talk about David Montgomery. David Montgomery is actually having a great year. And so it's really unfortunate that he got injured. Shout out to him. Really cool player. Really cool guy. And yeah, that sucks that he got hurt, man. But hey, when you have a good run game, it's not always about the running back. Yes, when you're getting a lot of yards after contact, it's about the running back. But they're blocking pretty nice. They're blocking pretty nice against the run, and that's why Damian Williams, former Chief, was able to slide right in there and make some nice plays. And 10 targets in the receiving game too. So he's not a one-dimensional running back. This guy's a dual threat running back. 10 targets for 8 receptions, and also has a run grade from this past game, especially 78.9 run grade, 73 yards. Damian Williams looked good. He looked good, looked dynamic, looked good at number 8, right? Those single digit numbers. So nothing to sleep on with that guy either, especially since the Raiders defense, like I said earlier, has struggled significantly against the run. And by the way, I had to give a shout out to the veteran, man. The shout out to Jason Peters. I love an old vet who still can play, especially on the offensive line. Hopefully our guy Incognito, our old vet, gets back. But this is cool, dude. Jason Peters, he had a little injury, nick in the first game too, but came back. Has been playing a lot and has that 70 run block grade, really good. 78.4 pass block grade. Has only given up 2 sacks. And honestly, if you just watch this guy play, I was watching some of the film and looking at Jason Peters, looking at what an elite tackle does, it was really impressive seeing him pick up blitzing safeties and stuff like that, especially in the first game of the season. He has high IQ, man. He could double team, shut off that block, go and get another blitzer coming from the outside. He had a really good pickup on Taylor Rapp against the Rams, who's a great player too. So nothing to sleep on there, man. I mean, our pass rushers will be able to get after the quarterback, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And Jason Peters, he's nobody to sleep on. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that. I think our pass rush is gonna be really good, but he's nobody to sleep on. All right, so those have been. I've been talking about the offensive studs. I talked about the defensive studs, offensive studs. And in the beginning, if you guys are joining us a little bit late, a lot of people are joining us late. Shout out to you, Jack Kenna, Stefan, talking crap on freaking Jason Peters. Then we got talking crap on both the Bears QBs. And then we're talking trash on Arnett. I mean, come on. I mean, Arnett, I want to see him bounce back. And then, bro, this is how few YouTubers and few fans the Chargers have. We actually have a Chargers fan here. I'm so sorry. I mean, I feel so sorry for that guy. I feel sorry. This bro is so sad. He has got to come and hang out at a Raiders YouTube channel because he's got nobody. He's got nobody. Don't worry. We'll help the Chargers get a channel. Maybe Oscar will be the Raiders. We'll give the Raiders. No, he'll be the Chargers YouTuber. No, that's good though. Thanks for coming by, dude. It really, this is a channel for everybody. Even though this is highly like biased Raiders. And shout out to the Chargers. They played a good game. Mainly shout out to their defense. They stopped Derek Carr and they stopped John Gruden. That's something that we didn't expect. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You guys can come in here all you want. That's fine. Shout out to Jack Kenna, spitting straight facts, dude, which is the fact that we have freaking 29. That's actually, we got more. We got 40 peeps in here. 25 likes. Let's help Willie in this algorithm. And let's help this Chargers fan with his self-esteem. They had a good game. But hey, we're facing the Chargers at the very end of the year. That's going to be a big game. And you know what? We got depth on this team. We're in for the long haul. It's not all about one game. Raider Purge is asking a good question. Is it true that they paid Chargers fans to be there? I think they did, bro. I think they did. All right. So I'm going to go through this really quickly if you're joining us late. We talked about the run game on both sides. The Raiders are struggling. That's part of why our Chargers fan and Eckler had a career high game against the Raiders. Lucky for him, was able to go off. And, we're averaging 3.3 yards of carry in the run game. That's pretty bad. That's third worst in the NFL. So I'm wanting to know, like, should we, yes or no? Should we keep pounding the rock? What I was saying earlier was that, hey, after week 2, we were number 2 in the league, the Raiders, with passing. We passed, more than every other team besides the Chiefs after week 2 going into week 3. And we look better on offense in week 1 and week 2. So maybe we should be a team that throws the ball almost 40 times a game. Maybe that's what we got to do. Short passes too, get some more screens involved. I don't know. If the run game is not working out and this O-line with Leatherwood switching to guard and Parker coming in at right tackle is not going to improve, then I think, hey, let's just freaking be a pass first team. Let's be a pass first team. Let me know what you guys think about that. I mean, I think maybe we should, I don't know. I think maybe we should go pass first. Obviously, you want to get the run going eventually. But we know Jacobs is still banged up. Like this guy's not 100% at all, right? He's not. So you got to really think about it. Do you want to risk forcing the run like this? What should we do? What should we do here? I think it's important. I think it's significant, and I hope something changes really soon. But and I think stylistically something could change. You know what I mean? Stylistically. By the way, we're gonna go over the injury report pretty soon. I'll be pulling that up in just one moment. I want to go over something else that I forgot to talk about, which is just how Leatherwood's been doing and just some little stats about our offensive line that have popped up. Now, one thing is that, Austin Gale from PFF has pointed out that Leatherwood has the lowest pass blocking grade in weeks 1 to 4 of any rookie since 2006. So through the first 4 games, he has one of the worst pass blocking grades. I mean, which grades are subjective and stuff like that, but that's something. I mean, a change has to happen. When you're breaking records like that, you can't just sit here and say, "Oh, it's just a coincidence." No, dude, something is going on. I hope he could turn it around like Colton Miller turned it around in the past. Previously in Colton Miller's rookie year, he did not look hot either, right? He looked pretty bad, but he was able to turn it around. So hopefully he can do this for us. I'm not sure, but that's, Colton Miller. Look at this guy. Highest pass blocking grades in the NFL. Right now, he's number 1. So we got a number 1 passer in Colton Miller. and then we have one of the worst, or we got a number one pass blocker in Colton Miller, and we have one of the worst pass blockers with Leatherwood. But Leatherwood's a rookie. Give him a break, like Derek Carr says. I think he'll improve over time. But hey, shout out to freaking Colton Miller making some plays there. I mean, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome to see. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. So, anyways, we're gonna be pulling up some information soon, mainly about the injury report. But I saw you guys respond to some of my questions. There are slight delays, obviously, with this. We're talking about being a pass-first team. Eddie Ramos thinks that passing will open the run up. We've been passing. The run has still not opened up, so I'm not sure. Raiders have a good team. The last game will be important for both. I think he's talking about the Chargers versus Raiders game at the end of the year. That is very true. Shout out to my guys, Southern Oregon Reps. This guy is really dope guy. I really like this guy. What's up, bro? Just felt like you were playing Madden hours ago. That is true. I went live playing Madden at midnight, and I took that shit down because I was doing stuff that y'all don't need to see. But hey, if you stay logged into my channel, if you ring the bell to get notifications, if you subscribe and everything, you'll get an update when I'm randomly going live, and I might just show up at midnight and go live and play some Madden and talk about football. So if you're down to do that, hit me up. Anyways, we need to be a pass first team for the run game to succeed in the second half. Possibly. James and Leatherwood are rated the worst at their positions. That's how it is now. That's how it is. The Luminor should start at right tackle, not Parker. I'm not sure about that. Seems a little risky. Anyways, I'd be patient with Leatherwood if we were rebuilding, but we're not. We're not rebuilding. Exactly. If we were just saying, hey, we're just freaking rebuild, we're just trying to get better, then freaking start Arnett over Casey Hayward, because Hayward's only on a 1-year deal. But we're not. You know what I mean? We're trying to go off. So yeah, I mean, hopefully he can improve. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. For those of you who are joining late, I'm just going to go over some more stuff that I went over a little earlier. We were talking about our defensive league leaders, and I was shocked to find this out, dude. Among even better than Aaron Donald, better than all these freaking TJ Watts, all these outside linebackers, the Shaquille Barretts, Crosby has the number one pressures and number one QB hits in the NFL. 30 pressures, freaking 11 QB hits. That's very impressive, dude. So this guy putting together a Pro Bowl year. Unique Ngakoue, 18 pressures, number 10th in the NFL. QB hits, 14. Number 7th in the NFL. And shout out to my guy I was just mentioning earlier, Casey Hayward, bro. He is hella good. Freaking 82.8 defensive coverage grade among all cornerbacks. Number 1. And number 86.4 coverage only grade. Number 1 in the NFL. Wow. And Nate Hobbs coming in as a 5th rounder. You never see a 5th rounder ball this hard. 76.2 defensive grade. Number 4 and coverage grade 81. Number 2 among all cornerbacks. So, hey. Would you have thought going into the yes or no? Why? Give me a Y or N. Give me a Y or N. Would you have thought that? And I want everybody to respond to this. Would you have thought in the offseason, September 11th, 9/11 holiday? Did you think we were gonna have going into Week 5 2 top 5 cornerbacks? Did you maybe even top 3? Did you think we'd have 2 top 5 cornerbacks going into Week 5? Yes or no? Let me know. I'm going to go ahead and say no. I did not think that was going to happen at all. Shout out to the recent subscribers there. Shout out to Omar. Given the freaking super, let's talk about what he has to say. Parker at right tackle is a good move. Never saw that. We were talking about that, Omar, man. We were talking about that. I think I had a frustrated, very emotional and drunk appearance on Graphics live after the game, post-game live, which, hey, I have no problem being drunk and emotional as a fan on a live. I'm going to say that, by the way, because you know what? I'm not going to hide who I am. I didn't get into YouTube to be somebody I'm not, or else I'd just go work some other job and try to get really good at that, right? Like, I come on YouTube to be like me, you know what I mean? So, hey, I was upset after the game. And I was even saying, screw this Leatherwood experiment. Let's go with Parker. This guy has been in Tom Cable's system for 3 years. He has always been a physical freak. We drafted him as a physical freak project, in the 3rd round in 2018. He is a 3rd round pick. So let's go and see what this guy can do, And if Leatherwood is struggling, how he's struggling, last year I didn't see Parker do that poorly. When Parker would come in for Trent Brown and Sam Young. I didn't see him do as poorly as Leatherwood's doing right now. So exactly, I was saying, you know what? Let's take it easy on Leatherwood. Let's not rush a rookie into this situation. Let's not rush a rookie into the fire and let him face all this scrutiny and all this stuff. Let's try Parker out. Let's try Parker out. But on the flip side of it, you also think, why aren't we really helping Leatherwood? And I wonder if it's the Rashard situation. The fact that we don't have Rashard as our really, he's a really talented pass blocker. Rashard. I mean, even on his grades and everything, they're really legit. Like he's top 12, if not 10 in the NFL in pass blocking among running backs. Rashard's really good at that. So, maybe that could be why we're not getting some support with Leatherwood. If somebody beats Leatherwood, we have the running back there to pick him up, help him out. Maybe even do a little chip to help out and then go out on a screen. You don't see Moreau. Moreau came in a little bit to help. But you didn't see it as much as you would think for how much we were struggling. There was a lot of Parker going one-on-one with Bosa, and it's just like, at that point, what do you expect? What do you expect when you have Parker going one-on-one with Bosa? So is it a coaching situation? That could be, or not Parker, not Parker going one-on-one with Bosa, Leatherwood. Sorry about that. You guys see, I'm getting aggravated, so I'm missing all my stuff. But you get what I mean, right? Like, we didn't see that support for Leatherwood. And maybe we don't have the people. Maybe I don't know. Is Moreau not 100% still? We know he had some problems last year. I don't know, man. But appreciate this comment. I hope Parker can improve over Leatherwood, and I hope Leatherwood could thrive at right guard. I really do think so, because Illuminor, you really want someone who's going to be on your team long term to be playing at guard. So that's why I like Simpson at guard more than Illuminor, because I know Simpson's going to be with this team, in the future for sure. From a contract standpoint. So that's what I was thinking. Let me know what you guys think. Screaming to put a TE with Leatherwood to help him. Yes, exactly. Slide Illuminor at right tackle, Willie. He was the starting right tackle with it. I don't know. I just think that's a lot to put on a guy who's just like straight up coming off a practice squad. I say give it to our guy Parker, who has the experience. You know what I mean? I would say support that. I don't know, but I think we'll get it together, right, guys? We'll get together. We'll definitely get together. So I went over these defensive league leaders, and I also were talking about how our receivers kind of went a little backwards. You know what I mean, as far as where they were. Oh, by the way, I was asking people. Some of you guys are coming in late. Do you guys think Crosby is being held too much? What do you guys think about that? I mean, I think this guy is getting held a lot, to be honest. I mean, I haven't seen last year he was getting held a lot, and this year I wasn't expecting it, but it did just get worse. It did happen to get worse this past year. And you don't want to get worse. You don't really want your stuff down there to get any worse than it is. If you don't pay attention, if you don't maintain it, you're going to make it bad for the person who you're engaging with, who you're having fun with, and also for other parts of your body. You want to keep it clean, keep it fresh and clean. That's why shout out to Manscaped linking up with me. Got this promo code Wi-Fi. Yo, link is in my description and everything. Manscaped.com. You get free shipping, 20% off with my promo code Wi-Fi. So hey, why not just freaking use it? I mean, why not go ahead and get it? You might end up getting it at Target and Costco anyways. You're going to end up spending more money there. Use my promo code. We'll get it shipped to your house. It'll be free shipping. Good to go. Manscaped, bro. And honestly, I have the product. I actually have a couple. I was surprised. I was surprised of how well it worked. I thought it was going to be just like any other shaver. It was going to nick me up. But you could really be pretty liberal with it. I mean, you guys know me. I get sloppy sometimes just in life with whatever I'm doing, right? Any substance or whatnot. Hey, I think I could even use this Manscaped drunk, and I wouldn't ding myself up. I think I could be drunk doing it, and I'll still be pretty clean. So I'll test it out and let you guys know. But hey, shout out to them, and use that, man. Use that promo code if you need it. It's there for you. WiFiWillie linking up with Manscaped. So that's pretty cool. Ed Hage, Crosby is being held more than a convict. Absolutely. Jack Kennan is on board with that. I believe it, dude. I believe it. And why does 3-2 seem like a total freak out in a lost season? I think it's not necessarily I think 3-2 seems scary for us, even though we're not 3-2, we're 3-1. But I think it's the fact that the Ravens game, I feel like we got lucky. I mean, I think our offense played great in the Ravens game, but I also do feel like I think the offense played great, but I also feel like, hey, we were really just one player away from losing that game. And then even the Steelers game, people say that we beat the Steelers unanimously. Even then, it was a little too close for me. If we missed that field goal, Big Ben has some time to go and get a touchdown and then win the game, right? We had a 5-point lead, got the field goal, and then won by 8, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, if we would have missed that field goal, they would have had a shot to win the game. So we really could be looking at a totally different record. I mean, every single game that we have played, we have won off of sheer luck and sheer clutch performances by Derek Carr. Now, this past week, Derek Carr didn't have a clutch performance in the second half. He almost did. He was starting to get there, but he couldn't overcome the mistakes of our team like he has done previously. And the defense had a clutch performance, but not as clutch as they have been. The defense was absolutely phenomenal, in the first 2 to 3 games. So I think the reason why this loss in particular against the Chargers is so significant because it really wasn't a close game, obviously with the scoreboard. And the 21-0 situation, the fact that any team can go 21-0 versus us in the first half. I mean, I just didn't. I mean, prior to this game, I did not think it was possible for a team to go 21-0 over us in the first half. I thought, like, hey, we are going to lose some games, like we would have lost the Ravens game, like we could have lost the Steelers game. I thought, hey, we're going to lose some close games. There's going to be a little mistake that happens in overtime, and we'll lose some close games. But this game was, it was a bad game. There's no way of spinning it. You can say, oh, it's the O-line's fault and that's why. Well, if the O-line's bad, then hey, the O-line's going to be bad all year. So you're basically saying we have a chance to lose every single game this year because of the O-line. If you blame the O-line for our loss, you're basically saying we can lose every single game by 2 touchdowns too, not just like barely lose the game, by a significant amount of points. So the fact that it was not close, because here's the thing: if this game went down to the fourth quarter, if it was never 21-0, if it was just a neck and neck game, and then they ran away with it towards the end, we made a mistake at the end while keeping the game close throughout the game, throughout the first 3 quarters. That's totally different, because then you're saying, all right, we played a tough game, but then we lost. It's okay, this happens. But instead, we're just getting our ass whooped. We put up 2 touchdowns, luckily, through some miracle great throws by Derek Carr. And then the rest of the time, we just choke. And even Derek Carr, like, I love the guy, and I do blame the offensive line for the most part, but there was situations where you're like, yo, bro, you got to overcome this offensive line. Like, you are you were supposed to be the franchise quarterback, which means we're supposed to think that there's nobody better than you for this team. No matter what's going on, we're supposed to believe that we should invest our whole entire franchise, with you and say, hey, we were expecting you to overcome these mistakes. Mahomes, I don't like the guy. I don't root for the guy. But there were moments in 2019 when they went deep into the Super Bowl where their offensive line was terrible, but he overcame the offensive line. He overcame the mistakes of the offensive line. Derek Carr against the Ravens put up just as many pressures as the Chargers did against the Raiders. So 18 pressures from the Ravens in week 1, 18 pressures from the Chargers in week 4. Derek Carr played so great in week 1. He was a franchise elite quarterback in week one because he overcame the problem. The O-line was doing bad in week 1. They were doing just as bad as they're doing in week 4. But he overcame the obstacle. He overcame. He made these clutch plays. So, it was kind of like, okay, we were waiting for some big plays. And then when the third quarter happened, it's like, okay, the big plays are coming. Obviously, it wasn't enough. So why it's significant is because then you look back on the rest of the season after this loss, and then you look back and think, wow, like, did we get lucky? Obviously every team gets lucky, but it just makes you worry about the future. I had so much confidence in the team before this Chargers game And now it's like, well, we could lose we could lose any game. You know what I mean? We could lose any game, and this offense can be slowed down by a defense that is good, but it's not so good that it should slow you down like that. And the fact that we couldn't take advantage of their poor run game was just like, it was disappointing. It was a disappointing loss. It was a win that I think we should have. I think we could have beat that team. We should have beat that team. I think we've even beat teams last year better than that team. I think the Saints last year and I think the Chiefs last year were better teams than the Chargers are this year. So that's what was frustrating for me. So I know some people are disagreeing with me in the chat and whatnot, but that's just how I feel. And I personally think a lot of people do agree with me. And I personally think that football is a tough sport, right? It's a very tough sport. So the expectations that you do have for people are going to appear unreasonably high, but it's a tough sport. It's a very tough sport. Receivers, exactly. There hasn't been, there hasn't been great. And let me just say something about this Chargers fan. Herbert didn't play that well this game, to be completely honest. I mean, the fact that Herbert only has 220 yards in this Week 4 game is disappointing if you're a Chargers fan. No matter how you want to spin it. Yeah, you can be happy he didn't throw a pick, but his completion percentage was good in the first half. I'll give him that. But with how many opportunities he had, how many times that they had the ball, I mean, you would have to look at the first half. If you just straight up looked at the drive summary of the Chargers in the first 2 quarters, you'd be disappointed. You'd be like, they got the ball how many times? They had the time of possession for how much more? And they still barely only got up 21 points? I mean, you would have to be disappointed. So the pressure got to Herbert. He had some of the fewest scrambles I've seen him have compared to last year, especially. He was scared to scramble, and he didn't do that well. He didn't do that well. So really, people saying, and really the Herbert hype train after this game and saying that he had an amazing performance is ridiculous. 220 yards. Justin Fields almost had 220 yards last week, and he only threw the ball 17 times. So don't go ahead and tell me that shit's impressive. If that's impressive to you, you got to have higher expectations, bro. All right. So like I was talking about earlier, dude. Receiving grade, Renfro, still 14th in the NFL, 78 receiving grade. Number 12th overall grade for Renfro. Really impressive. Waller, still being number 1, number 2 among tight ends in major categories like receptions and yards. Edwards, not many targets, man. We got to get this guy more involved. 15 targets on the year. That's not too good, man. That's not too good for me. 214 yards too. Wow, 44th in the NFL. That's not even top 32 for a number 1 receiver. Come on, bro. And then here we go, man. 297 yards for Ruggs. Those deep throws have really proven to be beneficial. This guy's picking up targets too, 24, but still 39th ranked among receivers. Got to get better. Got to get Ruggs and Edwards more involved. We're just talking about this upcoming game, man. QB comparison, just looking at last year. Looking at last year. I want to talk about this comment by Daryl Millett. I was talking about Carr. I'm not blaming Derek Carr. I think we've only been in these first 3 games due to Derek Carr. I think the only reason why we have won is due to Derek Carr. But I also think we have set up our organization in a way, and our franchise in a way, where we're expecting Derek Carr to be Mahomes. We want Derek Carr to be Patrick Mahomes. We want Derek Carr to be Aaron Rodgers. We want Derek Carr to be an elite number 1 quarterback, which he is capable of. He is totally capable, and he's leading the NFL in passing yards right now, right? He's leading I think he's number 2 in big time throws right behind Tom Brady, BTT. So he can be an elite quarterback. We have set up our franchise in a way where we're saying, hey, we want you to win us games. We want you to make these receivers even better. We want you to make this O-line even better, right? So we're relying on him. Yes, this offensive line is not good. Yes, Gruden didn't call the biggest plays ever, right? But there were moments in this game where you saw Carr have some opportunities, miss some targets, and here's the thing. We're expecting him to be clutch. We are expecting him to be almost perfect, right? He's going to make some mistakes just like anybody, but we're expecting him to be Mahomes. And if he's not, then what are we really doing? Right? Because rookie quarterbacks are cheaper than veterans. You keep veterans around because they're elite. You keep him around. You keep A-Rod around because he's elite. You keep Deshaun Watson around because he's elite, right? Well, I guess not all the time, right? You keep Mahomes around despite that rookies are cheaper than Mahomes. Why not just get a new rookie QB, right? No, it's because of elite play. So Carr is totally capable of being an elite quarterback. Carr is totally capable of overcoming the mistakes of this offensive line, the mistakes of Gruden's play calls, and that's the number one problem. You didn't see Derek Carr audible that much. Now, is Gruden telling him not to audible? That's a problem for me. That's a situation where I would say, hey, that's a big problem. But the fact that, as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I've heard in press conferences, as far as what we've heard all year and last year, Carr has the freedom at the line of scrimmage. So why wasn't Carr? And look, there was 2 times we almost got to delay a game and we had to waste a timeout. And we had home field advantage. So it wasn't like, oh, we can't quiet the crowd down. No, you can quiet the crowd down. It's 80% Raiders fans in there. Sorry, Oscar, you Chargers fan in the chat. But it was 80% Raiders fans there. So, okay, the play calling's not great. Carr, why are you not audibling at the line of scrimmage? Take control of this team. When Carr audibles, we have better plays. He puts us in good situations. Carr, trust yourself. Trust your judgment. You can do this, bro. If Gruden's telling you otherwise, okay, I get it. We don't know. Maybe we won't know. We'll never know really we'll never know what their conversations are like, right? But if you were given the freedom, Carr, bro, go with your gut. Make your adjustments. Make your audibles. Because we play better when he does that. And I wish I would have saw more of that in this game. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Daryl. Appreciate your comment, though. But I think Carr is a very important topic to talk about. And it's relevant to this QB comparison. There is no comparison here. Carr is a better quarterback, obviously, but and here's the thing, too. People were talking about, and I talked about this a little bit earlier, they're talking about Justin Fields had a great game last week. He had a great game. Well, Carr had a bad game last week, and Carr's bad game is better than Justin Fields' great game. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's pretty interesting to see. Big time throws, Justin Fields has 4. Adjusted completion percentage by Carr, number 8th in the NFL in week 4, very impressive. Fields, not a good adjusted completion percentage, which means he can't put the blame on the receivers. He can't put the blame on batted passes. Carr, according to the ADJ percentage, means that, hey, some of these incompletions weren't his fault. That's basically what that stat means. So, 209 yards, Justin Fields, hey, almost as many yards as Herbert, 209. You're only 12 away from reaching Herbert, so I guess he could have had an elite Herbert-like performance too, right? No. Okay, Herbert, whatever. So, anyways, really good comparison. Really not much you can compare based on the film. Justin Fields, in my opinion, hasn't proven to be a dual threat yet. Doesn't have many rushing yards on the season, if any at all. I mean, I think last game he had about 12. But we saw him do the gadget type, play that he does. So there is a situation where, Justin Fields could do some good red zone damage to the Raiders. I was saying this earlier. We're ranked low in the red zone. Fields, man, we've seen him on these gadget plays, so look out for him. We saw Jacoby Brissett get a good TD run off of us in that Miami game on the scramble in the red zone in a clutch moment. Man, I really hope that doesn't happen this week, but it's totally possible. So we got to watch out, man. We really got to watch out. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. I'm interested to see. We've already handled too Lamar Jackson, so I think the dual threat aspect we can handle. However, Fields, I believe, is not going to. He's not going to run the ball that much, especially if he's going to try to play the whole entire year. Win this job, boost his numbers. I don't think he's going to be running that much. But in the red zone, I think he will. I really do think he will. We talked about the Bears' defensive studs a little bit later, or earlier in the show. And hey, Johnson, pretty good player. Khalil Mack, obviously, doesn't have the 30 pressures that Crosby has. He doesn't. And neither does he have the 19 pressures that Unique Ngakoue has. Neither does Robert Quinn. I mean, Khalil Mack's only got 12 pressures, 4 sacks, and a 73.8 pass rush grade. So I was asking people earlier, do you think we won the Mack trade? I mean, obviously we won the Mack trade by now. Robert Quinn, though, he's coming back, doing a little bit better. 15 pressures, 4 sacks, 77.7 pass rush grade. Roquan Smith doing pretty well. Really good tackler, 76.0 grade, 25 tackles on the year, doing really well. And hey, I didn't want to sleep on Johnson, this cornerback, forcing a 42.0 QB rating in his direction. That's very impressive. Mooney, Receiver for Chicago, 5th round pick in 2020, proving to be a really good sleeper pick. 226 yards, speedster, 175 pounds. Really pretty talented guy. Damian Williams, not somebody to sleep on either, man. He looked good coming into that game. Raiders are going to need to watch out for this guy. 10 targets, 2 in the pass game, 8 receptions on that. So look out for him. We got to get better at running the ball. We got to get better at a lot of things, man. But I think we can improve. I think we can do it, dude. I think we really can. I want to hear from you guys in the chat a little bit more. My green screen is a little messed up along with my hair. I got 44 likes, though, and I got 60 people, though. Can we get some likes up, man? Can we get some likes here? I got this counter. I'm keeping track. I think we can get some likes up. Hey, let me know. Is this applause too loud? Is the applause that I do too loud or too quiet? Let me know in the chat, too. All right, let's get to talking to these freaking chats. Jack Kenna, exactly. Fellas, 68, 45 likes. Keep smashing that like, bro. Let's get this thing going, dude. I mean, really good point Jack Kenna's bringing up. He's spitting the truth. But man, I went through all that information for you guys. Kind of intense going through all that. But if you want to check out some of those numbers later, if you want to share that on Instagram or whatever, go ahead. And by the way, add me on Instagram. I'm at WiFiWillie, at WiFiWillie. You can see it here on this ticker. You know, it pops up there. And by the way, if you use any of my stuff, just give me some credit. You know what I mean? Give some credit to WiFiWillie if you're using any of my numbers and stuff. Really appreciate that. Justin Herbert's here. He likes Gruden. You got to get more yards, Justin. If you want to get in the elite conversation, you're going to need to get more yards, bro. Okay? So can you do that? Can you do that? We'll see what happens there. Is Mahomes 4-0? Obviously, he's not 4-0. But hey, I'm just saying. I'm comparing the Mahomes of 2019, and I'm just saying, like, dude, we have a shot to win every game. No matter how bad the O-line is, we can't just give up and say, oh well, we can't win this game because the O-line's bad. I mean, do we really want to think like that? Is that how you want to think? I don't think that's a good way to think. Keep on hating. Hey, shout out to this Chargers fan actually coming back to the channel. You know, shout out to him. He's still rolling through. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Where's the delivery? I'm not gonna bring that out right now. When I play Madden at night, I'm a little more professional. So I'm not gonna show you guys the delivery, but yeah, that's a good point, dude. Jack Kenna, what's new on the injury report? Let's talk about that right now. So we got the injury report right here. We actually have some cool numbers to point out. Let me just go on right here, cozy up right here, and we'll take a look at this injury report. Shout out to all you guys, though. 53 likes. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. Must-win game this week. I really hope we go off, man. But let's get into injuries. So, Abram, shoulder is aggravating him. I mean, that's a little... hopefully it's not the shoulder where he tore his labrum in 2019. He looked good though, bro, and this guy has been laying on the fire. I mean, it's even like last year, you're kind of like, well, at a certain point, you sort of think, okay, like, is this guy going to still be a hard hitter after being injured like that? And wow, this guy really did keep. I mean, he really just kept on hitting, and he saw him make some great hits. You know, this past game. So, really interesting to see, and hopefully he goes off for this upcoming game against the Bears. We'll definitely need him, so hopefully he's good to go. But I'm really concerned about the DNP, people who have not practiced today. So Arnett, Barber, Carrier. I mean, I'm saying they're going to be out. They're not going to play, in my opinion. You can't say that they're going to play. That's too much of a risk. So hopefully Richard comes back. Maybe he can come in for Peyton Barber if we have him inactive. Who knows? Jacobs full pads today. That's really good to see, especially since he was limited pads yesterday. So Jacobs is full pads. That's awesome to see. Corey Littleton full pads as well. So Hobbs, Jacobs, Littleton seemed good to go. Mullen, I'm predicting he's not going to play, bro. Gruden seemed pretty worried. And whenever Gruden's a little worried at a press conference, you know, damn, this isn't going to look too hot. So Arnett, Barber, Carrier, Mullen probably going to be out. So Now this third cornerback, who's it going to be? Who is it going to be? We got Hayward, we got Hobbs. They're starting. Is it Amik Robertson? Is he going to be coming in for us on the outside? Hey, I hope Amik Robertson has an awesome game too. So we'll see what happens. By the way, Justin Herbert has liked this video. Shout out to him, supporting this channel, supporting the Raiders. Thank you, Justin Herbert. Anyways, what was May saying? Did May say something funny? I missed it. Anyways, Arnett has music videos to make. Oh shit, Netway. Hey, I hope Arnett can come back and ball out, but not looking likely. So one thing that I want to be concerned about: Yannick Ngakoue did not practice today. Now a lot of people haven't been talking about this or reporting about this, and look, we got to get real about some certain situations. His knee was an issue previously. Actually, the hamstring was an issue. NIR rests knee. Hopefully, they're just resting him, meaning he did not practice. Basically, just to rest him, like there's not a significant injury. So hopefully Yannick is good to go, because we're going to need this guy, dude. We got to get all out pass rush against this freaking team. So I'm rooting for Yannick Ngakoue to come back. Hopefully he comes back strong. We'll see how he shows up on the Friday injury report. Damn, this game is right around the corner, bro. This game is literally like 3 days away. Wow. Is it really 3 days? Wow. I got homework too, but oh well. So let's go ahead and look at the Bears. To be honest, they've had almost no production from their tight ends. Like when I was trying to look at it, they have what's his name? Jimmy Graham. And then Jesse James, obviously he's banged up. Almost no production from their freaking tight end. So kind of good for us, because again, just exactly like if you watch my pregame, exactly what I said. Exactly what I said could possibly happen. Which is where I said the two people I'm worried about the most on the Chargers on their offense is Eckler and Cook. Because I said the Raiders' safeties and linebackers, in my opinion, especially with Perryman and Littleton, I don't think they had the talent to necessarily cover these two guys. And I was proven to be right. Unfortunately, I didn't want to be proven to be right, but I was like, damn. Like, I freaking was like, wow. They took advantage of that situation. You saw Jared Cook have, I think, his best game of the year against our team. And then Eckler obviously had a monster game. So we really got to get linebackers. We need to get Morrow back, Javen White. They're still injured. We need these guys to come back and help this team. You know what I mean? Because we don't have people who could cover pass catching running backs. And I'm just worried about anybody covering a tight end at this point. Especially when we play the Chiefs, we're going to need to really watch out. By the way, Oscar Garcia, this Chargers fan, I take back everything, every diss I ever said about you. Bro, he's even supporting me, giving me a like here. Can you guys get this up? 55 likes right now. Trying to boost me in this algorithm. And right now, I actually got a pretty good amount of viewers. I actually think I have 60 viewers. So you would think we can surpass the amount of viewers. I've had up to 70 people here. But appreciate you, man, freaking giving me some support there, despite being a Chargers fan. I really appreciate that. People want to see Nick Martin at center. I don't know about that, man. That's kind of weird. Who knows? Did see Herbert covering his ears. Going to be hell loud. I'm thinking about trying to go to this game too. I mean, I don't really have much to do on Sunday. I might straight up go to this game. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I go to this game? What do you guys think? Joshy Josh is in here. I think he's a Chargers fan. So we got a couple Chargers fans in here. Look, you know what? I appreciate you guys coming out and chilling. Appreciate you guys coming out. Let's look at the Bears injury report, though. Keep looking at this. So Jesse James, I still think they're not going to have any tight end production. Akeem Hicks has always been banged up. Did not practice these past 2 days. That's a really good defensive tackle. When we played the Bears in 2019, a lot of Bears fans are saying that they think that we were able to run the ball so well on them because Akeem Hicks got injured in the beginning of the game. So, that could prove positive for the Raiders. Mack has not been practicing these past few days, but at the same time, when you're a player like Mack and you're kind of like the captain of the team and you're a pass rusher, you kind of don't need to practice that much. So I don't think he's not practicing because he's significantly hurt. If anything, he's not practicing because I think they might just be resting him. Who knows? But David Montgomery, he's obviously going to be out, in my opinion. They have some banged up people. Gibson is a really good defensive back for them. and he's banged up. Damian Williams a little banged up too, but I think all these guys are going to be good to go. I mean, even Andy Dalton's good to go. Really want to monitor Akeem Hicks and monitor the Khalil Mack situation to see if that's just a kind of some smoke or if that's a legit injury. So that'll be interesting to monitor. Raiders, man, we got a lot of people out. We got a starting corner out. We got, a third string tight end who in our system, that's a big deal because we like to do 3 tight end sets. He's out. A running back who is a depth piece but was really good for us, Peyton Barber, he's out. And then we're shuffling our offensive line. Mullen, starting corner out. And Arnett back up to that starting corner out. So a lot of shit to worry about, to be honest. Hopefully we can get it together, man, because that's the thing. Every team has injuries. It's a long year. You don't want to blow everything, in the first few games. Don't want to force people back if they're not ready. You want to play the long haul, right? Long haul. So hopefully we can do that. I don't know. I'm gonna go to your comments though. I want to know what you guys think. So some people are asking if there's even Chargers fans who make YouTube content. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm really busy. I think maybe next year I'll start to really cover the whole NFL. I've even thought about covering just the AFC. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that. I follow the Raiders the most, so for me and my schedule, it's a lot easier for me to just cover the Raiders because I only have limited time and I know the most about them, so it's easier for me. But I do know a lot about the AFC, in my opinion, so I might even just cover just the AFC, especially as we get close to the playoffs. So if you're a fan of just football in general, mainly the AFC, subscribe to this channel, man, and keep monitoring it. Once I get more time, we will expand to more teams, especially with the extra game this year. I'm basically waiting to graduate college at this point. It's really which I will in December. But salute to freaking Aloha Raider Nation, Hawaii. I'm a little mad at Hawaii because they beat my Fresno State Bulldogs, though, bro. You guys took out my Bulldogs. And Jacob Hayner was balling out, and Fresno State was ranked 18th in the league. Bro, watch out for Jacob Hayner, that quarterback, man. He is really good, really talented guy. Has trained with Derek Carr, too. But, man, Hawaii. We had to travel to Hawaii. We got smoked by Hawaii. Damn, that was very disappointing. But shout out to Ponzo. Love Hawaii. I was just there in July. Had a great time. I got to go back, man. I got to go back. I was in Maui, bro. It was awesome. I'd never been in my life. Went for the first time in July in the middle of the pandemic. So, yeah, really awesome. So they got a Chargers Madden guy. We should get this win. Bears are not pushovers. Got some talent. We should get this win. But, we can't be making the same mistakes that we make, right? And honestly, no game's going to be easy. We've established that. So the people who are our best players got to play like the best players. We need our supposed elite talent to be elite talent. And that's asking a lot. I mean, that's asking... It's almost impossible to play at an elite level every single week, right? That is so hard to do. Players are constantly shuffling in the NFL. Like, the career trajectory of an NFL player is very short compared to most industries, most sports. But when you invest the money and everything, I mean, that's the difference between a Super Bowl team and just a wild card team, is that your elite players play really elite. So hopefully we can improve there. Respect from Hawaii. Hell yeah. Gotta stop Mac, man. Here's the thing, though. Like I was just showing you guys a little earlier. Do we really gotta stop Mac? I mean, is he really that good? Like I was saying, he's only got 12 pressures on the whole year. I'm honestly not too worried about Mac. I'm not worried about Mac. I'm not worried about Robert Quinn. I'm worried about these corners because we saw against the Dolphins when the Raiders play really good cornerbacks, they struggle. And even the Chargers have a really good secondary. I mean, I honestly... Yes, they were getting pressure because the O-line was bad. But a lot of those sacks that Joey Bosa got, a lot of the pressures that they got against the Raiders was not necessarily because the O-line was totally screwing up. We held the ball pretty long. Okay, time to throw. Derek Carr's time to throw against the Chargers was 3.07 seconds. That was actually the 4th highest in the NFL in Week 4. Prior to that, he did not have a game where his average time to throw was 2.7 in 2021. So through these first 3 games, 2.7 seconds time to throw, 3.07 in the Chargers game. So we were holding on to the ball a little longer. Some of these sacks were coverage sacks. When the Raiders play really talented corners, you do see a struggle. There is a struggle there. So I'm not 100% going to say that, we just need to stop a pass rush, because, coverage sacks do happen, and they have happened to the Raiders, and we need to figure that out. And you saw Bryan Edwards, Ruggs not getting that many targets still, ranked very low in the NFL for number 1, number 2 receivers. Waller his targets have significantly declined since week 1. It's pretty much been Renfrow show in the pass game. So, and Safan bin Malik is asking something interesting. Can you compare last week's first half versus second half time to throw? I don't know if I can actually have access to that stat. I have it per game. I do believe, based on just my judgment, that in the second half we had more time to throw. We held on the ball a little longer in the second half. I do think so. But I mean, you got to average it out throughout the whole game, right? I mean, that's the number we have. That's what I'm going off of. And bottom line is week 4, 3.07. Every week before that, didn't even get past 2.7. So, that's what it was. That's what it was. I hope Mac doesn't want a hug from DC. Yeah, being friendly. I wonder how you do that, man. I mean, a lot of pro players. I got to ask some of my pro players. Maybe I'll ask somebody that. I'll ask next time I get a chance to interview a player, I'll ask them that. How do you guys do that when you're going up against a friend? Do you want to be mean, you want to be tough at the same time it's your friend? How do you battle that? You know what I mean? It's really tough. Me, I would just avoid him and not talk to them until after the game. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have to do. Willie is flying like the guys from Half Baked. I actually have not smoked, and I don't know if I should on camera. Justin Herbert, and actually really good comment by Justin Herbert. Shout out to him, supporting this channel. Justin Herbert, supporting WiFiWillie, his pro football podcast. Really appreciate you, Herbert. He's actually a member. He's a member too to this channel, so love that. Yeah, we just need to get out of the gate hot and finish. Honestly, if we would have scored, think about it. If we would have scored 7 points, in the first 2 quarters, then we could have tied the game really easily. If we would have just at least got 7 points in the first 2 quarters, that's all we could have got. Give me 7 points in the first 2 quarters, and then we could have really done something. You know what I mean? We could have really won this game. That is a big difference. That is a big difference. We got to get the pass game and the run game going, but mainly the pass game, bro. I like this comment. Really hope to see Jalen Richard. He's great for pass blocking, catching out of the backfield. Big game changer. Right on, bro. Really agree with that. Hope Richard comes back strong. And I hope you guys had some fun checking me out here. If you are somebody, I mean, I don't know a lot. If you are a manscaper, somebody who wants to, use that product, by the way, still use my promo code. I am going to be hyping this up, dude. I mean, it's a good deal, good discount. They linked up with me too. Really appreciate that. And I like this product. I actually use this. I agreed that I am only going to plug shit that I actually use on this channel. I am using it. I'm not going to lie. I am using it, and I think it's good. So promo code Wi-Fi, link in the description. Also, just manscaped.com. Free shipping. Hit that shit up, dude. Oh, shit. And then Chef B made it out here. Yes, Chef B, bro. Shout out to him. Cool guy. Always supporting the channel. Always saying what's up. Glad to see him. We had freaking Justin Herbert, Chef B. A lot of people rolling through. We got freaking Stefan. Wanting to compare the numbers. I like when people want to dig into the numbers too, because I like the numbers. Bonzo, straight out of Hawaii. I can see moving Leatherwood to right guard, but why are we starting Parker over Illuminor? He's not our draft pick, but he's played better. I disagree, dude. I think Parker has definitely improved. There's no doubt about that. So 2020, when Parker came in, we saw him do a lot better, especially in the run game, which it seems like we need the most help there. And it seems like we thought Leatherwood at least would be good in the run game. Week 1 was pretty good, but past 3 weeks it's been pretty bad. So I like Parker over Illuminor. And Parker, I just think he has more experience, more knowledge of the system. we've seen us get a lot of delayed games more than we have previously, and even calling timeouts because we risk a delay a game. And that's because of communication. I mean, you literally see Derek Carr giving assignments, telling Illuminor to play right before every snap. I mean, that's just going to slow down your speed as a player. So Illuminor has done well subbing in for the most part. But at the same time, dude, like, let's go with the experience, man. We got to quit getting delayed games. We got to quit getting false starts because people don't know the play. Let's go with the guy who knows the play. Let's go with Parker. Let's go with Parker. I'm liking Parker. I like watching AFC West YouTubes. Maybe I'll make this an AFC West YouTubes. I really don't have that much time though. But come in December, I'm gonna start covering the whole AFC West because I end up paying attention to the whole AFC West anyway. So maybe I should just do it. You want them to beat the Chiefs again? I don't know, man. I think I need the Chargers to lose again. I want us to go number 1 in the division, so I need the Chargers to take another L, bro. I think we'll take care of the Chiefs week 10. The reason we don't score in the first is because Gruden is stubborn and wants to run. There's that, but it's not always that. It's not always that. It's the type of pass plays he's calling. I mean, our third down conversion rate used to be the best in the NFL in 2020. But it's because we did really well on second down, you know? We got in third and shorts. We're getting in third and long too much. For some reason, when we get in third and long, we're throwing it short of 10 yards. I mean, you saw that, I think it was like the first quarter, when it's third and like 8, and we throw a 4-yard pass to Renfro. And if he doesn't break a tackle, we're screwed. And, you know, it's really hard because it's a comeback route. You don't know necessarily where the defender is behind you. Wow. You know what I mean? Not the best play call. And you know what? You know what I really think, and this is a good comment. No, Ingold really did hurt the game. That is totally true. You did not see Ingold out there that much. I think the run game has suffered because he's been dealing with some injuries. I also think that you know, he's a really good decoy in the pass game. He's a really guy who could you know, whenever you see Ingold in the game, the defense plays up. They start to think, okay, you know, Raiders are probably going to run the ball, right? He's probably going to run the ball. And the fact that we pass sometimes in those formations, especially strong formations, weak formations, I formation, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it really works out. So hopefully we can get Ingold back pretty soon. Richie will be back towards the end of the year. I hope so. Well, hey, everybody. I am losing my voice. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember to ring the bell for more notifications. And if you did not like this video to boost me in the algorithm, dude, help your guy out. Let's get this number up. I got 66. I even had a Chargers fan give me a like. He admitted it on here. He gave me a like, a Chargers fan. That's a good point. Chargers needs to freaking needs to audible some more. Chargers. CARR needs to audible some more. He's been audibling a lot less. So shout out to you guys though, but WiFiWillie is going to head out, man. My voice is dying. Remember to subscribe, and this is my game preview. We went over a lot of cool numbers. And you know, be on the lookout. I'll be posting some more uploaded content. I might even go to the game Sunday. I might even do a watch party. I am not sure. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know what you guys want to see out of the content. Let me know some things that you don't like, some things you like to see from the show, ways to improve. I love feedback. That's the only way you learn to grow, man. Getting feedback by the people who come out and hang out for the show. I appreciate you guys. Support our other Raiders YouTubers, bro, too. They got a lot of good stuff. A lot, you know, we got freaking Graphic coming in here, too, man. He's got a really good show. You get to see my ass get a little hammered and go on there and cry when we lose. That's pretty cool. Hopefully we don't have to freaking lose again. Justin Herbert supporting the channel like always, man. Appreciate you, Justin Herbert. You got to pick up more yards, though, bro. You got to pick up more yards. Jeff B, bro, I'm thinking about it. Another watch party this Sunday. That's totally a possibility. Definitely got to save that throat. We're going to need some honey and some ginger. But shout out to you guys. Keep up to date with all this. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one, bro. Out.